Hey, what's up guys, this is Leaderboards on your Overwatch back with a new video, and today, Locked 222 and Roll Queue are finally here. There's been hints and leaks from every direction, and we're going to be able to test them on PC on the Overwatch PTR starting now, and there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to do you guys a full breakdown and explain everything to you and how it currently works on the earliest version of the PTR update. There's also some hero changes, and FREEDO will be covering them in a video going up shortly after this one. So let's jump straight into things. How Roll Queue works. Before you queue into competitive play and quick play, players choose which role they want to play: tank, support, or damage. The matchmaking system will then create a team comprised of 2 tanks, 2 supports, and 2 damage heroes. Upon entering the match, players can choose heroes within their chosen roles. Now this isn't super specific, but it is locked, so when you are in the game, you can only play under the role that you queued as. At the end of the game, players will return to the main menu and select their roles again before queuing for another game. So this is standard stuff and to be expected, but some things that people weren't expecting is role incentives and queue estimates. Each of the 3 roles will have its own queue, and players will be able to see estimates for the wait time at the role selection screen. To help incentivize a more even distribution of players across all roles, players who queue for roles that are currently in high demand may get a reward. Now this is not specific, but I don't think we need to worry about getting SR boosts if you queue for something people are playing. I think it's more like loot boxes or competitive points or something like that. As of recording this video, we don't know what this is yet, but it is interesting that they are incentivizing people to actually queue for different roles. I assume that they are concerned that people probably won't play tank. That's the one that's always going to be empty, at least at the start. So getting people onto them roles is going to be really important, and if you're queuing DPS, your queue times are just going to be longer, I'm afraid. What will happen when you queue is it will let you know what one it needs, and if you choose that one, maybe you'll get some stuff. So next up, we have the competitive play update, and this is role-specific skill ratings. Players will now have 3 distinct skill ratings for each role in competitive play, so you could be GM on DPS, Silver at tank, or whatever on healer. As each player's SR between roles can vary widely, matchmaking will be calculated using the SR of the player's selected role. So say me and FREEDO want to play, and I'm Grandmasters on support and FREEDO is Bronze on tank, just like he always is. I'm not going to be able to queue with him because we're going to be too widely apart. So all 3 of the roles, you're going to have your own SR, and you will find games based on, again, that selection that you make before you search on what queue you want to play. So it's very likely from the start I'll be Masters at DPS and support, and probably Silver on tank. Like, I'm not even joking, my tank's that bad. Let me know if your tank's that bad in the comment section down below. Next up is placement matches. Players will be required to complete 5 placement matches in a selected role to obtain their seasonal skill rating down from 10. If you'd like to earn your seasonal SR for all 3 roles, you will need to complete 15 placement matches in total. Now currently I don't think many people do play across all 3 roles, but if you want more gold guns, then it's probably something you're going to do. My only concern with these incentives for these things is if we're throwing people onto roles that they don't necessarily play. Yes, of course they'll get ranked lower for it, but are they going to be as willing to get better and improve when they might just be doing it for loot boxes? I guess only time will tell on that one. Of course, you want to know what your rewards are, and these will also be changing. Complete your placements in any single role during a competitive season to earn the seasonal spray and player icon. At the end of the season, seasonal competitive points will be awarded for the highest skill tier obtained in each role. This change allows for players to earn more CP overall if they complete their placements in all 3 roles, and of course, depending on how high you can get in each roles, and you can see what the old CP you got was and what the new ones is per role. So you can technically get more now if you're as good as you was on the heroes you used to play on all of the new roles in the system. For you top 500 players out there, leaderboards will now be tracked across 4 different leaderboards, one for each role, along with an additional combined average leaderboard. To be eligible, players must complete at least 25 games in that role, down from 50. To qualify for the combined leaderboard, players must be eligible for all 3 role-specific leaderboards. This doesn't apply to me and not to a lot of people, but if you are really good out there, then there's a lot more top 500s you can go for now. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there will be some hero updates. The most obvious one is Brig. She's going to be way more of a healer now. And also, there is going to be a live servers and role queue beta soon. Role queue is currently live on the PTR only. Quick play will be added during a later testing phase. In an effort to give time for additional testing and feedback, they'll be running a 2-week role queue beta season from August the 13th to September the 1st. Players can earn CP similar to other mini seasons and qualify for the beta season top 500 leaderboard. Beta season stats will not be included in your overall competitive season stats. And of course, competitive season 17 is shorter, as a lot of people have pointed out recently, and season 18 is going to start with role queue after the beta test on September the 1st. So guys, that is a hell of a lot of information about role queue. I'm going to throw out my opinion here, and I'd really like to hear yours as well. I'm a little bit concerned at the teething problems we're going to have with role queue. Of course, people playing heroes that maybe they're not used to, but I think in the long run, this is really good for the game. And even though I do like triple DPS or triple tank comps, and I like the variation in meta, one thing that 222 will bring us is more stable compositions more often. It just depends if when this happens, it turns out that the issues in our game were solely the compositions and not us or our teammates. That's something we'll have to figure out as things go on. I'm really looking forward to how it works, and I really want to play it with my friends. I'm intrigued to see if the stacking adjustments are still there, where the more people you queue with, the more SR is stacked against you on the other team. And I've also got no information in here so far about a complete MMR reset. You would assume that they're not going to copy and paste your highest rank for all 3 roles because you're probably not very good in 2 of them. So I'm hoping that there will be a full MMR reset, and I'm pretty sure there is going to be. I think it would be crazy if they didn't actually do that. In terms of hero changes, go check the other video out from FREEDO. There's a few in there. There's a nice new passive for Reinhardt, and Brig got a big hefty change. Tracer's is a little bit better, which you can probably tell from my voice makes me very happy. In fact, I think the thing I'm most interested about with this change is that there's going to be a lot of heroes tweaked, I think, in the coming months. I think some heroes are going to be too good at the start. A lot of the DPS are already really strong in the game, and I do foresee some tank buffs or nerfs in the future. Maybe some stronger Orisa nerfs, and maybe a slight Reinhardt, Winston, or maybe even D.Va tweak, because all of these heroes are going to find it pretty tough in the bunker meta in matchmaking. Now, do remember, when I talk about all this stuff, it is going to apply very differently depending on the level of play, from bronze all the way up to that pro play. I just really like hero changes. I like it when things get refreshed, and I think we're going to be going through that teething period, which could be really good or really bad, depending on what heroes get buffed or nerfed. But overall, I think Bunker's going to be the best comp at the start, and that brings my biggest concern, which is actually, with it being 222, there may just be one fixed meta all the time, and unless we get more hero changes more often, this could become stale. Now, this may not happen. This is just the one thing I am concerned about. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section to any of this stuff, and be sure to drop a like, as it does help us out and it lets us know that you're enjoying the content. And you're going to want to hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get notified when our videos go live. Be sure to have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.
Junks low, junks one, junks one, junks one.